Knights of the Air, 114th Aviation Company, parentheses, AML, APO 167, crossed out 96357, San Francisco, California. 29, May, 65. Dearest Suzie, I am not out of regular paper, but this sexy stuff was available, so I thought I would use it. So far today, we have nothing planned, as I am just kind of taking it easy. In my last letter, I told you about Ed Piper getting killed, and I said he was at Quinnon. He was at Benoit. I'm sure by now that you have heard about the accident. I've had to change my R&R day. I will be going to Saigon on the 5th, so I will call you on the 6th. That is the 5th here, I think. I was sorry to hear about your car troubles. So that transmission is very bad? It won't affect your trip, will it? Does it look like Jim will make it back in time to help you? I hope so. That would take a load off my mind. Charlie and I are doing fine, just looking forward to getting home. I love you very much. Sincerely, Bill. Poppy's comment about sexy paper refers to the heading on the paper that he wrote this letter on. It features silhouettes of a Huey helicopter from the side and a knight chess piece. These were two very prominent symbols for the U.S. Army's 114th Aviation Company. For those of you that don't remember, the 114th Aviation Company, nicknamed the Knights of the Air, was one of the Army's first helicopter units to see sustained combat in Vietnam. In fact, they were one of the organizations in the military that helped set the standard for helicopter combat and operations in war. Formed in 1963 and stationed out of Vinh Long Army Airfield in the Mekong Delta, the 114th became a workhorse of the air war, flying UH-1 Huey helicopters through some of the most dangerous terrain in the country. The Mekong Delta wasn't just muddy and remote, it was tactically vital and hard to navigate by land. So these pilots and crews did the impossible every day, ferrying troops into hot zones, hauling out the wounded, escorting convoys, and providing aerial cover when things got hairy. Missions were fast, frequent, and often unforgiving. What set the 114th apart, besides the sheer volume of work, was its strong sense of identity. Their aircraft were often painted with a white knight emblem, and that symbol carried through to patches, t-shirts, and even gifts sent home. It's the same white knight Poppy had stitched on the blue shirts he mailed to Suzie and the boys. The camaraderie was real, and it didn't end when the war did. After Vietnam, the 114th was deactivated, but the bond among its members lived on. Veterans of the unit stayed connected through reunions and later formed an official association. They even published a coffee table book, collecting photos and memories of their time in country. Poppy makes a brief appearance in it, a small moment, but a lasting one. The association even had a meeting this year, in 2025. After 9 years of continuous combat operations in Vietnam, the 114th Assault Helicopter Company concluded its mission at Vinh Long on February 29, 1972. But their story didn't end there. The unit was reassigned to the Panama Canal Zone, where it continued to serve with distinction. In Panama, the 114th took on a variety of missions, including humanitarian aid, disaster relief, and regional support operations. They provided critical assistance during natural disasters and participated in joint exercises, demonstrating their versatility and commitment that had defined them in Vietnam. This phase of service continued until the unit was officially deactivated at Fort Clayton, Panama in October 1987. Today, the legacy of the 114th lives on through the 114th Aviation Company Association, as previously mentioned. Comprising of former members and those who supported the unit, the association serves as a hub for preserving the history and camaraderie of the Knights of the Air. They continue to organize reunions and maintain a comprehensive website with historical data. For those interested in learning more or connecting with the association, their website offers a wealth of information and resources. Just Google them. The unit's post-war legacy isn't just about preserving memory, it's about honoring service that often went unseen. Huey pilots didn't always get the attention that jet fighter aces or infantry commanders did, but they were lifelines in the sky. When the roads were mined and the paddies too deep, the Knights of the Air were how you got in, and how you got out. They were part of what made the Vietnam War the first truly helicopter-driven conflict. And for those who served in the 114th, including Poppy, the work wasn't glamorous, but it mattered. It meant getting the job done, bringing people home, and surviving to write another letter. The photo I chose for today depicts commanding officers for the U.S. and Arvin speaking with one another, looking at some papers set on a Jeep. The Jeep was one of the most convenient and readily available ways to get around on the ground, at least on bases and other places which were safer. They were introduced in World War II and are still used today. They are, at least, reliable cars. If only Meemaw had one. I'm Alex Lowy, and I hope you have enjoyed listening to this episode of Dearest Suzie and receiving messages from the past that my Popi wrote exactly 60 years ago. I sincerely appreciate your time and interest. Please consider following the podcast on your preferred platform, and if you're enjoying it, I kindly ask that you take the time to rate the show and leave a review. Also, please follow the project on YouTube, X, and Instagram. All likes, comments, shares, and reviews will help grow the reach of this story. The links for these things should be in the description of this episode. Please feel free to email me at dearestsuziepodcast@gmail.com if you have anything you'd like to say. I'd love to chat or to hear about your stories as well. Thank you for listening, and God bless.